Hello, how are you, boys and girls? So today we are going to dive deep into logical operators and see how logical operators, especially we are talking about or and, right? So now what we are going to do is, first of all, we will be writing a simple statement. Let's say print. Now we have a true or false, right? Now in this case, you know it, if I write like this, I will be getting true, right? Let us quickly execute this and see the result. Okay, so let's execute this. So as expected, we are getting true. Okay, now let us write some value here. Okay, now this time 77, 78. Here I should write 60. Okay, now let us try and execute this. What will be the output, whether it will give me a error or something else. Now if you see, I'm getting 78 question mark. Why it is so? Now because Python treats any non-zero value as a true, and this is a short circuit term, so you can see I have written a true here. Okay, any non-value, let's write the statement, any non-zero value is treated as true value, right? And 0 of any numeric type is treated as false. So what if I specify 0 here? Okay, now let us run this program and see the result. Okay, now if you check this out, you will be getting 60. Now why it is so? We know that okay, it treats it true, so that's why it was giving 78 that time, but this time why 60? Because this one is true. Okay, and previously both were true. So what is the logic behind? Actually, OR is a short circuit OR. Okay, so what it will do, it does, if the left hand side value is true, it returns the left hand side value. Okay, let's, if left hand value is true, or returns LHS only. Okay, and if LHS is false and RHS is true, it returns RHS. Okay, now let us testify this or verify this example. Okay, so here we have a false value and here we have a true value. So in this case, your left hand side is false and your right hand side is true, so it is giving you 60. Okay, now let us try this. We have 70 here. Now LHS and RHS both are true. Then let us execute this program and now you can see I'm getting 70. Short circuit or do not evaluate your right hand side if it is true. So if I write something, or even do not execute it, right? So if you write some incorrect statement like it is divided by 0, and here also if I specify 60 divided by 0, then you will notice what is going on. Now see, divide 0 division error. Because of this statement, you can see it is line number 4. If you click on it, it will take you to the line number 4. So this statement is causing error, and if I execute this or make it comment and try to execute, my program successfully executes. That means this expression is not executed, right? So remember this point. For our OR, we will be getting LHS only if LHS is true, no matter what is the RHS. Even Python do not even executes the RHS at the time. right? And if both the values are true, and then it will return a LHS only. Okay, so RHS is returned and executed only if your left hand side value is false. Okay, so let's try this also. 0, and now try to execute this piece of a code and see the same statement which were not giving error previously is started to give error. Okay, so here this OR is also called short circuit OR. Okay, why? Because it tries to evaluate LHS first, and if it finds LHS as a true, it do not execute the RHS, which makes it little bit faster, or can avoid right hand side. That's why it is called a short circuit OR. Okay, now similarly let us try some more examples and check the output. Okay, here I will be using 0 or 8. What will be the output? Let's check your knowledge. It should be 8. Let us try to execute this piece of a code and see. Fine, no problem. Let's have these things in what we call it in a string. Okay, so let's take example, print ty or let's say hi. Okay, so these are the two values. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to execute and I will be getting ty, because any value which is not empty is treated as true. Okay, so both the LHS and RHS are true this time. Let us try to execute this piece of a code and see. So I'm getting true, and if I leave it like this without any space, then see I'm getting high. But if I have a space, then you will be getting a space here, and see I'm getting a space here, right? So any string, if it is a empty or do not contain even a space, then it is called a false value. Otherwise it will be treated as true value. Got it? Now if I try to use a none here, let's say NONE, none, and try to execute this, see I'm getting a high. So none is also treated as false. Okay, but what if I include this none in a single quotes? Now it is a string, it is not a none a data type, so you are getting a none because it's a string this time. Okay, similarly if you have a 0 here and run, you are getting a 0 because 0 is a string, and in case of a string, 0 is not a true. Okay, right? Now let us have one more value. Let's have an integer here this time, and this is 0, so you can guess what will be the output. It's high because it is treated as false. So if your left hand side is false, you will get a right hand side value. Okay, in case of literal constants or any numeric or string values, right? Hope you got this. Now let us analyze same thing for AND operator. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to get rid of all these and replace this with AND. Okay, now let us write a AND and check the output first. So here is the first 0, and then we have a 90, and now if you see, let us execute this piece of a code, you are getting 0. Okay, why it is so? And let us have a value 89 this time, and then also we are getting 89. Okay, sorry, it's 90. So why we are getting this? Actually what AND does is first it executes the value toward the LHS, and if it finds this value as a true, then only it executes the RHS. Okay, right? So this part of a program or expression is evaluated only if this LHS is true. Okay, and it will return you right hand side value only. Okay, so let us testify this with some examples. We have a 0, this time let's say we have 0.0, so it's false now. And so what it will does, it will ignore the LHS or left hand side. So for example, if I say like this, now usually this value is, this statement is wrong, 90 plus like this. Now if you try to execute, you will be getting a error, type error, unsupported operand type for plus. You cannot add integer to a string. Okay, so this is wrong. It can be done using type conversion. Let's say string, and if you try to use it, then it is possible. But see, the same expression is not giving error, because here the left hand side is false, so it do not execute the right hand side, right? Now let us have a true value this time. Let's have anything. Okay, so previously we have learned that any string, if it is not an empty, it is treated as true. So this time we have left hand side as a true, and execute this program, you will see unsupported error. Why? Because your right hand side is not syntactically correct. Okay, because you are trying to add string to a number. Okay, let's have another value. Let's say this time we have yes, and try to execute, you are getting yes, because both a left hand side and right hand sides are true. Okay, hope you got this point, right? So I think this concept is clear to you, and let us proceed to our next agenda point for the day, that is chaining of comparison operator. Okay, let us write a simple comparison. 9 is less than 10. Okay, this statement is true, you are getting true. Now what if you want to write like this, and 9 is also greater than, less than 20. See, this is also true, and you are getting true. The same expression can be used like this, print 9 is smaller than 10 and smaller than 20, right? Let's execute this program. Okay, fine, hope you got this. And let us have this thing called 15 this time, or 50 this time, and check the result. See, you are getting false. So what you are doing, you are comparing like this, 9 is greater than 50 and 50 is less than 20. Sorry, my mistake, it's 9 is smaller than 50 and 50 is smaller than 20. Okay, so somewhat like this, this statement is equivalent to this one, 50, and here 50. Previously I have written wrong, I think. So instead of 9, here it must be 10. Okay, so now if you try to execute this piece of our code and see, in both the values we are getting false, right? So this is called a chaining. So here we have seen, today we have seen how to use AND and OR operator, and how Python treats your logical expression, and then we have seen how to chain the operators. Now let us conclude our topic for the day. Say goodbye. Okay, so goodbye